I think it's going to be a blockbuster budget in many ways because we're going to basically get two very substantial offset packages. One for the COVID virus relief package and then the other one for the GST offset package. And I think in terms of the overall budget deficit, we're also looking at a fairly sizable $8 billion deficit number for 2020 budget. This will be 1.5% of GDP. Yes.
And what is typically the range on the deficit side? How much do they actually spend in proportion to the overall spending, which you're saying is 1.5 going to be this time?
Well, if you look at last year's planned budget deficit, it was in the range of $3+ billion. So, this is going to be a big step up. It's at least double of that. But I think we have to bear in mind that basically this is the last budget before the next election. Sure. So they have a lot of accumulated fiscal surpluses that they need to spend. And then if you look at the environment, overall growth is very slow, and they have put basically the COVID-19 outbreak as the biggest risk on the horizon right now.
Right, Selena, which is interesting given that no doubt they were thinking about election goodies in the budget before this virus issue hit the economy. So all of the measures you're expecting, will it be enough to avoid a recession?
Well, I think even in our mild scenario for the COVID-19, we are expecting first quarter possibly to be a contraction in year-on-year terms. And if you have a more severe scenario, where the outbreak basically doesn't peak or stabilize and continues to drag in the second quarter, then probably the first half of the year may be a write-off. So at this juncture, we're looking at the overall growth picture for the full year in the very low single-digit kind of range, possibly 0 to 0.7% for the full year. There is a risk that we may actually slip into an outright recession for the full year, but that assumes that you don't have a big offset coming from fiscal and monetary policy.
Okay, so what's the biggest fear as you see it, just related to the virus for the Singapore economy? Is it the drop-off in tourists, or is it also talking about exports coming from Singapore, especially in the electronic side?
Well, I think actually if you look at last year's performance, the drop-off in manufacturing, especially electronics, has been ongoing for a while. So the biggest fear to me really is not what's happening on the manufacturing side, because the contribution for manufacturing to overall growth has been negligible. It's really the impact on consumer confidence, because I think on top of the drop-off that you see in tourism numbers, actually Singaporeans are starting to cut back on their discretionary spending. So they're not going out to eat, they're not going out to shop, and they're trying to avoid crowded places, which is understandable. So if you look at the services side, that contributes about 2/3 of the Singapore economy. So the biggest hit, I think, will be coming through in the services sector.
Hi, I'm Emily Tan, and thanks for watching CNBC. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more. Thanks for watching.